Good afternoon. Well, it's not afternoon yet. It's still morning. Good morning to you all. Thank you for coming here. This is just a pop up with me, Kizzy B. I'll be on camera in just a second. I am setting up my clubhouse room as well. Also on YouTube. It's always great to come in. Just a little pop up session. Nothing too uh, planned. It's not planned, but I believe that whatever the Lord wants for me to do, it will happen today. So I'm off camera just for a second so I can set up my clubhouse room because I will also go live there. But I am so grateful that you are here. So I'll just hang out for maybe another 2 to 3 minutes and get some of you in. As you're coming in, go ahead and share the broadcast. That's how we get our numbers up. You got to share it. Tag a few people in. You can do at highlights. Yep. Y'all, I was setting up my clubhouse room, so you probably heard another clubhouse room speaking on my phone, but that wasn't me. So to God be the glory. I am grateful to be here. It is such an honor just to present before this beautiful audience. I love all of you. I'm on my private page. I'm also on my Speak Life page and the YouTube page. You'll find me on those platforms as well as Clubhouse. So you may say, Kizzy, why are you coming on at 10:30 in the morning? I have a program that the Lord has gifted to me to steward over called 1030 Wellness. And in 30 days, this is how we're going to address this program every 30 days. We have a goal that we're going to set, and we're going to meet those goals. And we're going to take back our mind, our bodies, our soul, and we're going to commit them right back to the Lord. He's the one who first gave it to us in the first place. So I say, give it right back to Him. All right. Y'all come on in here. I'm still here. Always excited to be here with you all. God bless you all. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I had a little, for some reason, my clubhouse did a little glitch. That's why you heard me stop for a minute. I wanted to pause and make sure I address that. So give me just a moment. I'm still here. Y'all stay in, stick and stay. Hey, Laquita. Hey, everyone. It's so good to see you here. While you all are coming in the room, I want you to let me know in the comments, is there anything in particular about wellness or anything that you are concerned with that you may have questions about? I'm here. I'm going to be here for about 30 minutes, maybe 35 minutes, and just talk with you all, just speaking to you about the whole wellness and making sure that you get things together in your lives, just knowing the plan of God for your life. I may also go a little bit deeper into why is this so important to me? Why is it even on my heart to speak to you about wellness? Why is it important that you know that you have to take care of yourself? God gave us these temples to steward over, and it's important for us to also be responsible of the things that God has given unto us. All right, so I'm going to come back on camera. I'm grateful for even whoever is here for the replay. A lot of times we come back and listen to the replay and the information is still valid. So thank you for coming in and watching the replay. That is amazing as well. Okay. All right. So to God be the glory. I am coming on camera now. So yeah, it's so great to be here. I hope you all can hear me. Laquita, it's so great to see you. Can y'all hear me well? I was setting up my other camera to make sure, my clubhouse, excuse me, to make sure you can hear me well. And I'm not going to be before you long, but I am always, always, always grateful just to spend a few moments speaking to the audience about whatever the Lord puts on my heart. I do not have a script. And that's okay. We don't need a script, right? When we're governed by the Lord, we just speak what He tells us to do. That's why it's called Speak Life. I speak His word. And today I want to specifically talk about the 1030 challenge that you may have seen me place on the Facebook page. And, some people did have questions like, what is this all about? What is the 1030 question? Great to see you as well. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing the broadcast. I really do appreciate you for doing that as well. And thank you for letting me know you can hear me. So that's important as well. And again, I will not be before you all long. I am truly being led by the Spirit of God to share with you, because there's so many things that I want to say, and time may not permit for the continual conversation that's in my heart all day about the wellness of God's people, taking care of yourself, taking care of your temple, taking care of the vessels that God created for us. Again, we are the temple, and we have to understand this housing place of why God put us here in the first place. So there's so much information that I would love to share. If you follow Speak Life Ministries, you'll hear a lot of these teachings and a lot of the information that God shares with me. I pour out every morning at 5 a.m. on Clubhouse. I may start doing more lives on Facebook. A few years back, I was on Facebook every single day. About 3 or 4 years ago, every single day, every morning, I was on live. I had to take a little pause from that. And then I went to Clubhouse. So every day, 5 a.m., I'm on Clubhouse. But Speak Life is not a new ministry. I am reintroducing myself out to the public's eye because I've been behind the scenes for so long. You got to get yourself back in the game. That's something that I've learned, that you can't stay in the background forever. And I'm so grateful that God has placed certain people in my life to actually pull that out. Stand in the background may serve its purpose for a while you're resetting. But once you get reset, you got to go. I hear Prophet Marcus says that all the time. He'll say, ready, set, but go. Go is an important part of that ready, set. Yes, get yourself ready, reset where you have to, but then you have to go. So now we're in the go mode. I'm in go mode. I'm all in. And I'm from Louisiana, so we don't say go. We're a little extra. Louisiana, we got that lanyap in us. We're gonna give you a little extra. So we do GEAUX, go. All right. So yeah, let's go. That's where we're going today. So anyway, I'm coming before you again, just giving a little bit of, hey Angela, I love you, Angela. That's my sis. Love you so much. Great to see you. Thank you, Dr. Laquita, for inviting her in. So I'm not going to be long, really, maybe 30 minutes. Y'all already know, I tell you 30 minutes and then it become a whole hour, but not today, because I have some other things to do. I have my Clubhouse family here with me too. It's so good to see you. Hey, Delphine. Hey, Carmen. It's so good to see you. And Renee. And it's always great to see you, Shay. Y'all are so amazing. I see Dr. Monique Rogers. You are phenomenal. I met her in Chicago at one of my business conferences, and you are phenomenal. She's on Clubhouse. She writes phenomenal books. I think every other month you have a book coming out. So congratulations to you also, Dr. Monique, because I saw your latest book is out. And to Coretta and to Ratua and to David these are my Clubhouse family. I'm on Clubhouse every morning at 5 a.m. and as the Lord leads for me, I'll be there. Facebook family, YouTube family, I'm coming back to you all. All right. I took a break. Seriously, 3 years ago, I was on Facebook every single day, every morning. And a lot of the people reached out to me and they said, where are you, Kizzy? Well, let me tell y'all my story. That's why y'all came here to hear, where has Kizzy B been? Well, okay, this is a transparent moment. Hey, Gabriel, so good to see you. Hey, Tepan, always great to see you all. I love you. Y'all know I love to give shout outs. So even on Facebook and YouTube, if you put a comment, I'm going to give you a shout out because I love that. I shout you out like the Lord shouts your name out. So anyway, you're probably saying, why is she popping in on some 10:30 a.m.? Isn't she the 5 a.m. lady? Yes, I am. But let me tell you a little bit about this part of my life. And I'm going to be transparent. Where's Laquita, and where's Angela? I'm going to need y'all both, since y'all both are here, just keep Kizzy on target. Angela, for sure, she knows a lot of this because I met Angela in the middle of my transition, and she was a pivotal voice. Thank God for you, Angela. Thank God for you. She was one of the pivotal voices that God led to me in 2022 and in 2023 to speak life to me. Isn't that interesting? Miss Speak Life needed someone else to speak life to her. And I'm grateful that my friend did that. I didn't know her that well at the time. I didn't know Angela that well, but I'm grateful that she was able to come in that middle of that transition. Like, oh my. And she said one thing to me. I'm laughing because Angela, when I think about it, I was in my bed and I was contemplating. I was going back and forth on some decisions, and the Lord told me, excuse me, before she said the one thing. Prior to that, God told me, call Angela and tell her this information. And I'm like, I'm not telling her that. Come on, you come on, Speak Like Family. This Kizzy B being transparent. I don't tell my business. Come on, Laquita. I don't tell my business. I'm just telling y'all I am that person. I'd rather speak life to you and then we deal with everything else behind the scene. But then this particular moment of life, I was at a crossroad of decision. I literally felt like my back was against the wall. And I felt as if I was struggling to move forward. I was struggling, and let me pause for a moment. The way you do one thing is the way you tend to do everything. So even though my eyes was focused on this one area of life of struggle, there were some other things in my life that I was struggling to make final decisions on. And if y'all hang in there, you'll hear some of that. I'm not going to disclose all of that information today because it's not necessary, but I'm going to tell you what you need to hear to help you move forward, get out of the stuck mode. And so I was like, oh Lord, I don't know what to do. So seriously, the Father said, call Angela. And I'm like, I'm not calling her. I don't know her. I barely knew her. I knew her from Clubhouse. Angela, I think this was before we met in person. So I really didn't know too many details about her. And he was like, call her. She is a trusted voice. Okay. So let me tell y'all something. I trust God. I may not trust everything that happens around me, but one thing I've learned in my life, and I want you all to realize this: God has your best interest at heart always. It is our choice whether we listen to Him and obey Him or disobey. I'm going to say that again. God forever will always have your best interest at heart. It is my, Kizzy's responsibility and your responsibility whether you listen and obey him. So I had to make a choice to listen and obey. I told her some personal things about my business. I really didn't want to do that. And you know, her response to me, she's so loving. I love you, Angela. Her response was so loving. She said, you owe them no explanation. That's it. You see, I don't need a whole lot of people talking in my ear. The way my personality is, I trust God, and sometimes I may not hear Him clearly, but when I hear the same thing repeated, I know that's Him. She said, "You owe them no explanation. Do what God told you to do." And I did that at midnight. I was in my bed and I just started. I said, okay, God, I know that's you. And let me, as soon as listen, y'all, as soon as I obeyed God, when I tell you things immediately got in alignment to where God was leading me. I want y'all to hear this. I'm going to pause on what I'm telling you about my story because I am a teacher. I am a voice of God. So whenever I have the word of the Lord, no matter what I'm doing, I'm going to pause for a second and tell you this part. I love you too. Much love to you. You helped push me into that pivotal point in 2023. And there's many other people also, because others may be listening. There's many other people that I will definitely tell y'all as we go along this journey who was pivotal in my life. But that one particular thing, let me help you understand this. God has already predestinated our lives. If you believe in God and if you believe in His word, if you believe in Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, you notice how my mouth is going to consistently say, if you believe. What you believe is what you receive. I believe God. I believe that He has my best interest at heart. I also believe that He has mercy upon us every day. So if we make some blunders and some U-turns and we might have went to the left when He said go to the right, I believe that His mercy will say, let me get them right back in track. I trust Him for that. So we have to be obedient enough, willing and obedient to hear and do what the Lord tells us to do. Can y'all agree with that at least? Can we at least, hey, Derica, hey, Wanda, hey, Gertrude, I'm looking at my Clubhouse family. They're here as well. But can you come to an agreement that you might have screwed some stuff up? All right, this is Kizzy B Unleashed, y'all. I'm containing my mouth. I don't use foul language, but I'm pretty strong with my language. But you might have screwed some stuff up. You might have really fumbled the ball. You might have sort of kind of made a mess out of some things. It's still not over. It's not. I need you to trust this, that God will give you the opportunity to pick yourself and go again. Let me also tell you this. This is another side note. Every life decision that you make, unless you are dead, and I say this every single morning, so y'all know this, as long as you have breath in your body, you serve purpose and serve that well unto the Lord. So yeah, you might have messed it up and screwed it up and fumbled the ball and dropped a few things and you made a mess, but you still have breath in your body. Dust yourself off and try again. And sometimes we do have to do a hard reset. If you have a computer, y'all know this. The old school computers for sure. We used to do Alt Control Delete to do what? To give our computer what's called a hard reset. Sometimes you gotta alter some things, control the situation, delete what don't needs to be there. You need to give yourself. Come on, somebody put that in the chat. Some of y'all need to do an Alt Control Delete to do a hard reset. And you know what happens when you press that on your computer? Now, don't do it right now because you're listening to me. But if you do an Alt Control Delete function all at once, it reset and reboot the computer. Sometimes in life, you have to do that. Because maybe you got stuck on a certain part of your life and you're like, I don't know how to move forward. Or maybe you regret it or you made an error in some parts and you're like, I really need to reset that. Or maybe you just don't have the situation under control and something else has come to interfere. Well, God is today telling you, do a reset. He gave me this program called 1030, and it is a strong reset in your body. It's an Alt Control Delete. Because this temple right here is what God utilizes for his purpose to be served in this earth realm. Well, I got to be what he called me to be, even if I may not like what I see right now. You have the ability to reset, to restart, to do it again. You have breath in your body, right? I do that every morning. I check that breath. I'm like, oh yeah, it's still there. Then I still serve purpose and I'll serve it well unto the Lord, even when I don't feel like I'm worthy of it. That's something I want you all to get in the understanding that God has your best interests at heart. He is not here to see you demise. And he's not. God is not here. He's not interested in seeing you fail. He literally wants to lift you up. But you have to take control. 1030, one of the parts of this component of this program, 1030, is we talk about the mind. If y'all know me, I'm mastermind. I love talking about the person from the aspect of the mind. I believe everything starts in your thoughts and your mind, and then you'll see it surface on the external parts. But if you all jacked up and messed up in the head, then the outside sort of kind of look like that. I can say so many words on that one. But we're going to digress from that statement so I can stay confined to my timeline. All right. So 1030 is a reset program for your mind, for your body. So the mind thinking, the natural body, and the spirit man. We connect all three together so that you can be the best part of who God called you to be. This program will run every 30 days. Every 30 days. Every 30. Why do you say 30 days, Kizzy? Because I'm giving you a 30-day hard reset. Alt Control Delete. There's things in your life that you're going to have to alter. Some things you're going to have to control environments, and some things you're just going to literally have to delete along the journey. One of our primary goals is losing weight. Now you might say, why do you focus on losing weight? Let me help you. Let me help you. Oh man, Clubhouse family, okay. You know what? Facebook family, YouTube family, Clubhouse family can't see visuals, because I had some visuals to show you, some before and afters of me personally. I'm using my testimony to help you understand why God gave this to me. I suffered a lot with weight issues in my life. I'm talking about not just natural weight. Like you can see this. Remember what I told y'all. Listen to me again, because some of y'all missed what I said. Every single part of you start with your mind. Every single part of you starts with your thoughts. Do you even know how you got here in the first place? You want to know how you got here in the first place? God had a precept in his mind of what he wanted to do what? Create next. He created all these amazing things and he had a conversation. He said, "Let us make man in our image after our likeness." That was a precept of God to create us. It started where? In the mind. Well, everything you see in your life, because you're after the likeness of God, you create first in your mind. If you don't have it together in the mind, you're going to create mess, disheveledness, clutter. You're going to create all kind of stuff that did not align with the precept of what God said. So we have to first take control of our mind. You see the physical attributes of my body being in a state of where it is today. I'm not going to say yay or nay on certain things because you have to be in 1030 for me to explain. Yes, you do have to enroll in the program. So go ahead and enroll today. The link should be somewhere on my page. I believe I posted that link. But you need to enroll in the program to get more of the integral details. Today, I'm just giving you some highlights. You have to reset your mind or your outward person is going to demonstrate what's going on inside of you. And let me help you. A lot of what's happening inside of you, you may or may not be aware of it. It is important that we have a conscious awareness of what's happening in the subconscious of your mind. It will display. May I also tell you this? I'm going to tell you this because I need you to understand this. You might think that a person who give you a physical look of shapeliness and muscles may be well put together. Not so. Sometimes those outward appearances may be also camouflaging or hiding a deeper rooted problem that's inside of them. So you can't just look at it one sided. I hope y'all following me on this. Don't look at it as, well, somebody's overweight and they're having these problems. Well, somebody is physically fit and they're the ones who are well put together. That's not what 1030 is about. When I say you're going to lose weight, you're going to lose the excess baggage, everything that's heavy inside of you, both naturally, deep down into your soul, deep down into your spirit. You're going to lose that. Every 30 days, we do a hard reset. Some of you, for the physical attributes, you do need to lose it on the outside, but you're not going to lose it on the outside until you get it fixed in the inside. I'm going to say that again. Some of you do need, I'm one of them. I need to physically lose it on the outside, but I can't lose it on the outside if I don't fix it in the inside. There's a picture I wanted to show. Some of my friends have seen this picture. I know, Laquita, you've seen. Hey, Madeline, I love you, girl. Maddie is my heart. Okay, y'all. I'm just telling you. That little Maddie right there. I love her. Love you, Maddie. Thank you for being here. Some of you have seen this picture before of me. I'm sorry, Clubhouse fam. Y'all not gonna see it. You know what, Facebook fam? I may not show it to y'all either. Okay, I'll show Facebook fam. Let me just tell y'all about it. Some of you have seen this picture before. I was really small compared to where I am today. And this was in my 20s. I was in college, living my best life. But can I tell y'all something? Even though it looked like I was smiling and have a good time, I was with my friends. I was miserable. Miserable. I'm going to say that again. My outside adornment, everybody around me was like, gosh, she's so happy. She's smiling. They were like, wow, life is great. Y'all, I was terribly miserable. Jesus, Lord. Y'all gonna have to hold one of my friends who's holding me accountable. Y'all gonna have to hold me back from over talking because that level of misery will lead me to talking for another 2 to 3 hours, and we don't have time for all that. So just I want you to understand my outward adornment looked like I had it well put together. I was doing well in college. I was in all sorts of organizations. I had a very healthy relationship. Everything was going well in my life. But I looked the part, but I was a hot mess inside. And so I'll tell that testimony a little bit more in details another time. What I learned is we can camouflage and pretend. Oh, I know I'm touching and tapping on somebody's nerve this morning. Y'all gonna be all right. You can camouflage and pretend and hide for the masses to think everything's okay, but you are what I'm gonna call, as nicely as I can, a hypocrite. Do y'all know what that word hypocrite means? It's like an actor. They use that word that in the Bible, I know people use it derogatory, but really a hypocrite is just somebody who pretends. They say one thing, but they do another. That's what a hypocrite is. So I was a hypocrite. I was a literal hypocrite, making people in who was around me think, oh, everything is so well. Look at her. She's well put together. Look at her. And inside, I was a hot mess. I did not have my complete purpose fulfilled in me. So what I did is I projected off on everyone else. Like, listen, y'all, listen. Look, today, this is just Speak Life talking. Everybody around me came first. Oh yeah, Maddie, when I tell you every single person, Angela, Laquita, everybody who was around me came first. I put myself last. And I did that for years. And I found this unhealthy gratification. I did. I found myself saying, if I can do for everyone else, I can hide from what's really hiding inside of me, and I don't have to deal with it. Well, let me help y'all. Don't do that. 1030, we're going to help you unravel some of those parts of your life that you might have been hiding from, and you have picked up extra baggage in your spirit. And now let me help you again. These things were hidden in my subconscious. So I ignored them. Are y'all listening? I ignored them to the point that no one saw it. My family didn't see it. I was like 22, 23 years old. My family didn't see that. They thought everything was going well, but inside I was dying. I was dying out to who God created me to be and becoming, I don't like saying this, I was becoming a chameleon. I was becoming somebody else's identity. And this is what's called projecting. I projected it all on the people around me. So I found myself looking at success through the lens of what others said, not what God said. That right there is a dangerous road to travel. That is a dangerous road to travel, because let me help you. Every single thing God created you to be, He holds you accountable to it. Oh, it's Speak Life, y'all. I'm just gonna talk the real talk tonight, this morning. You might think you're doing the will of God, but when you really pause for a moment and think and listen to what He's saying, and you look and observe your life, and you don't see the fruit thereof of what God has called, it's time for you to do the hard reset. Alternate control, delete. Whatever didn't align up to what God says, got to get rid of it. Whatever parts of it you can control, go ahead and control it. If there's some alterations you need to make along the journey, you need to start doing so. And today is the best day to start doing that. I don't think that anybody who's listening to me today would say that they have everything perfectly aligned in their life. If you say that, I'm going to say, don't look, just take it for what it is. I'm going to say, congratulations, you're on your way to heaven. Because while I'm still on this earth, I got some things to get right. And you know what? I'm going to say this. I thank God for His grace and His mercy that He don't pre-take us out of here before we're ready. So if you're still here, there are things in your life that you need to work on. There's things in your life that's some hidden matters. And you're like, I don't know why I can't push forward, because there's something hiding inside of you. Now, going back to what I was telling you about when I was 20, I hid this thing. Listen, please. I hid this thing so deep down inside of me. I refused to address it, even when God, in my prayer time, He will bring it up to me, and I will hide it. I will hide it so deep. So my outward projection of who I was looked like she was well put together. I mean, I was brilliant in business, brilliant in doing things, but inside I was dying. I think today is the first day I've ever said that out loud and not have a tear in my eye. I was dying to who God called me to be and becoming a chameleon in someone else. So I'm going to fast forward because of my time constraint, but I do want to tell you, if you're a part of 1030, I deal a lot. It took God Himself to teach me. Let me help you. No man taught me this at all. I had to surrender who I was as a person unto the Lord hand, and the way I surrender it. Now, see, I said I wasn't going to cry. I felt that tear, and I'm going to push it to the back. I'm pushing it all the way to the back. You can't come out. But the way I surrendered myself over was when my sister died. I looked at my sister's life. I only have one sister. I'm the youngest of four. And she passed away all of a sudden. Her words of her lips when she died, she was in a church service giving a testimony. And her testimony didn't even come out. Listen to me, y'all. She grabbed the mic. I wasn't there. My mom explained it to me what happened. She grabbed the microphone and out of her mouth, she said, I want to give you glory, God. I want to give you the glory. And she died. That was it. She didn't get to tell her life history, her testimony. She didn't tell the things that she overcame. That was so devastating to me because I looked at her as being the model citizen. She went through things in her life. I'm not going to disclose any of that on this Facebook, so no worries to those who know what I'm talking about. That was so unfair and so disheartening. I didn't know about it until I got older. And when I got, let me tell y'all, Kizzy B, I'm a fighter. I'm sweet. I'm not really that sweet. Let me change that. I'm a kind-hearted person because when you say sweet, people think that's a weakness. I'm not weak. But I have learned how to temper myself and be kind, but I'm a fighter. And when I found out, I think I was 16, no, I think I was 15, 16 years old. I found out some things that happened in my sister's life. I literally wanted to fight everybody, like fist fight. You know what she told me? No, no worries. I forgive. That was my first lesson in forgiveness. I'm like, girl, you forgive. She's like, I forgive. When I tell you her heart was pure towards people, she would say, I forgive. Well, the moments leading up to her death that I didn't know she was dying, she called me the week before. She was like, Kiz, I really want to see you. She used to call me her little butterfly. That's why y'all see butterflies all around my ministry. She would always call me her butterfly. And she was like, I really want to see you. I really, really want to see you. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't feel like traveling. We live 2 hours apart. And I told her, I'll see you another time. And she begged me, y'all. That's why I told you I had to put the tear back in my eye. She begged me. She was like, it was around my birth. My birthday's in August. And she was like, I really, really, really want to see you. And I was like, nah, girl, we'll see each other next week. So I put it off. Well, she died the next week. She died the next week on a Wednesday. So I didn't get to see her at all. And that broke my heart. Like, I was like, the one person that I looked up to who had such a great heart, she taught me about how to forgive. She taught me how to live in the moment. She taught me how to appreciate life. My sister taught me these things because I wasn't seeing it through her lens. The week before she died, in that same conversation, she told me this. She said, everything that ever happened to me, I forgive them and I forgive myself. Now that's important. I want y'all to hold to that. She said, I forgive everything that happened to me, but I also forgive myself because things I allowed to happen, I didn't take control of it. And I did what? She said, I swept it under the rug. I was living my life like that, y'all. I noticed that I was taking things that happened to me, and instead of dealing with it, I swept it under the rug. I hid it in a place. But do you know that kills you? I really believe, I'm just telling you, I really believe she died from a heartache, not from a medical condition. I think the medical condition that she suffered from was manifesting from all the weight and all the baggage she was carrying. If you're in the part of 10, if you join 1030, I'll show you her story. My brother, Rome Way, he's going to come in and tell the story also. When my sister died, my life, my brother's life, of course, my parents and my other brother, our lives changed because this was the one person you would least expect to die prematurely. I mean, I'm like, God, y'all, I said this. I'm saying this out loud. I'm telling y'all, I said this. I said, God, there are so many wicked, nasty, horrible people. Take them out. Why would you take her, the good one? I was so angry. Y'all don't understand how angry. I'm going to calm my little self down. I was so angry. I was so angry. And you know what I did? I did the exact same thing I did for years. I hid all of that and I sucked it back in and I became a different person for about 6 months. I went through a severe mind battles. I can't even explain it to you. It was severe. But God, but God. I spoke with every leader I knew. Of course, my parents. I spoke to Terry. I was like, something has to change because I don't like who I'm becoming. And you know what happened? I spent time in the Word of God and I found who I am in Him. To this day, I'm still finding who I am in His Word. And a lot of it starts with your mind. I just want y'all to fully understand this. It starts with the mind, not what everybody else say, not with all the other things that you hear. It starts with, what do you believe? I teach this class, and I'm not gonna teach that right now, about truth, because honestly, what happens is we believe a lot of lies and we take those things as truth, and they're not. Truth never changes. Truth will always be. I'm talking about the truth of God, not your own truth. I know people say I own my truth. Your truth is not truth. No truth will ever be a lie, but a lot of lies can mimic as truth. So I had to learn the truth of what God said concerning this creation, and I will speak life to you as well. Learn the truth of what God said concerning your life. Now, I only have another 5 minutes, so you know I'm not going to give you a whole lot of information in this short period. That's why I'm telling you to join 1030 program. It's a 30-day challenge. Every 30 days, we're going to reset. And I give you specific things to start with mastering your mind. You have to master your mind first, or your health is just going to be all over the place. I can give you a ton of pills. I can tell you to go work out 50 million times a day. I can tell you to look the best part on the outward. But if that inward person is not together, you're going to miss a big component of who God created you to be. I learned that over time. Now let me give you some fast forward, because y'all want to hear some of the juicy tea. I know y'all just want to hear something, right? And when I first came on here, I told y'all I don't like sharing personal information. So no, this is not comfortable. This is probably, I love doing Speak Life, but when I start talking about myself, I get a little bit uncomfortable. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm a little uncomfortable. I'm a little bit uncomfortable right now, but I'm still gonna speak truth to you. The truth of the matter is, I did not know who I was, and I didn't value what God put inside of me at that moment. I'm learning, and I like Lola Tomorrow. She's one of my business mentors, and I love that she always says, "Give yourself the grace to evolve into who God created you to be." I love that. I start taking that mindset. I give myself the grace to evolve into who God called me to be. So I'm not complete. Today, I'm not finished, but there's more to this. There's so much more. So what you see today before you is not the finished product. However, I have set my mind to already receive from God who He called me to be. That's the first part of anything you do in your life. When you're about to change something in your life, you have to come to agreement to what did God say in the first place concerning you. If not, I can do all the physical things. And like I told you in my 20s, I had, like, when I'll show you pictures, my body was in a very good, healthy status. I had no sickness, no disease. To this day, I still have no sickness, disease. Thank you, Jesus. My physical body looks a little differently. Of course, I've gone through multitudes of challenges throughout my life. But the one thing that remains the same is, what do you believe concerning what God has said concerning your life? Who do He call you to be? Who do God say that you are? Have you ever thought about that? You know how Jesus asked the disciples, "Who do man say that I am?" They had all kind of questions. Responses. And then He said, "But who do you say?" And only one person got it correct. Well, sometimes it only takes one, and that's the voice of God, to tell you exactly who you are to Him, to get your life back in alignment. Because what Jesus did, I'm going to tell you to do the same thing. Build up on truth, not lies. So everything else that everybody else thought was true, and some components of what they said, yeah, they had some truths to it, but it was not the foundation of truth. And so I speak that to your life as well. Find out the foundation truth of who God called you to be and build on that. Upon that rock, the truth, that's the rock you want to stand on. You'll never fail. You'll never sink. So, like when I was telling y'all, I took this identity of a chameleon because I was hiding so much inside, and I went into this subconscious way of living where I didn't want to face the truth of what was happening. I allowed these other issues to speak to me. Here's what happened. When those things were no longer satisfying, then life started lifing. Y'all know how y'all say life is lifing? Life started taking a downward. Hey, Dr. Michael. Dr. Michael Huey is here. I love him. He is so wonderful. Your family is wonderful too. So grateful to see you here. Hey, Jackie. Y'all know I love to give y'all shout outs. So great to see you. Many blessings to you as well. Life started taking these weird spirals. And before you know it, you're like, I don't even know who I am anymore. I'm looking at this woman, and that was what's that Michael Jackson, y'all? I think that's Michael Jackson's song. I'm staring at the man in the mirror. Anyway, sometimes you got to stare at the man in the mirror and say, I need to make some changes. I got to make some differences right now because I don't like what I see. And let me help you. I am not talking about a physical attribute only. That's a part of it. I am talking about a deeper inward person of who you are at the core of who God called you to be. That's what 1030 is really about. I'm giving you 30 days to start resetting the alternate control delete button in your life to pay attention to certain things that you probably hid it. You probably was like, nobody sees it, but God sees it all. God sees everything. Nothing's hidden from him, right? So instead of hiding, it's time for you to embrace and come forth and be who God called you to be. Let me give you this real quickly. So this is in 20 I get my y'all the timeline sometimes get a little merged together, but I'm going to tell you about the more recent. So in 2010, my sister passed away. Life just did some crazy stuff and I was a hot mess. But here's the interesting thing. Y'all want to hear something interesting? My physical body, like when I was in my 20s, now I'm in my 30s, and my physical body went back into this healthy looking body. But I was a hot mess inside. No one knew it. Again, if you're a part of 1030, I'll show you the before and after pictures. I don't really show those pictures too often, but I'll show you the before and after pictures. I lost 50 pounds in 1 year after my sister died. Did I try to lose the weight? Nope. It was no exercise. There was no medication. There was nothing. My heart was so grievous. Is it grievous or grievous? I was in a grieving state that I didn't eat. I didn't drink. Like for real, I didn't do anything. I still functioned very well with my family and my businesses. They were doing very well. But inside, I was a hot mess. And somebody, Dr. Michael, if they were looking on the outside, they'd be like, same thing would happen. See, y'all notice I'm telling y'all about some cycles in case anyone are listening. I'm telling you about cycles that happen in your life. You might look one way on the outward, but inside you're messed up, jacked up. I was literally jacked up to the point I was never sleeping. I stayed up one time during that time when my sister passed away. I stayed up for I think it was right at 72 hours. It was 3 days and I was still working. So I was show up to work. I was a director and the owner of my business. So you got to show up. I showed up. I did everything. I had one daughter at the time. I am married. So I had a husband at this time. I had my family at this time. In 2010, everything in life still had to go. I didn't care about this person. I cared about everyone else. Remember, I told y'all in my 20s, I did the same thing. In my 30s, I did the same thing. And I looked the part. Oh, Lord. All right, that's okay. Y'all don't have to admit that. But the truth of the matter is, many of you out there are looking the part. But inside, you are not put together. So I looked the part and people would congrat. I remember my nephew. I love my nephew. He came up to me. He was like, Aunt Kizzy, you look fantastic. You look wonderful. And I wanted to cry so hard. That was his mother that passed away. And when he said that, he said, you look fantastic. My heart started breaking. I didn't cry in front of him, but I was like, God, what am I doing with myself? No one really sees the real me at this point. I was broken. So I went to the Father, I prayed, and I yelled to him. I said, God, why did you leave me like this? And you know his simple words? Beautiful, beautiful words. He said it just like this: Daughter, I never left you. I'm right here with you. And then his next words to me were just as kind as to be: I will show you how to get out of this. I had to trust God every single day, every moment of my life. Not what I can do on my own, but in his strength. That's actually called the grace of God. For those who may have read that scripture in the Bible where Apostle Paul says 3 times he asked the Father to remove something, and God said back to him, my grace is sufficient. That's what God told me. Kizzy, my grace is sufficient. I need you to pull on my grace. That's the strength of God. Right now, I was trying to pull on something that wasn't there, but God is always there. And he reminded me of this. Listen, y'all, within a matter of a year, I believe it was like a year's time, every thought processing that I had that was jacked up, messed up, the Father showed me how to slowly, it wasn't overnight, it was a slow process of understanding his word. I tell people this all the time. You might have knowledge of something, but you can't own it unless you really understand it. And it takes time. You literally have to spend time to understand, what is God even saying concerning you. I can't know him and spend time with and not spend, excuse me, I can't know him and not spend time with him. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So when I spent time with him and not concerning myself with what everybody else around me was doing, pleasing what everybody else needs, and their Lord, let me not even start there about the demands of man. That somebody needs to write a whole book about that. The demands of man. Man will put a demand on you, especially if you have a gift in the body of Christ. They're going to put a demand on that gift, especially if you have family members that pull on you. They're going to put a demand on that. If you have a business, they're going to put a demand. So every demand of man come at you, but what about the command of God? We follow the demands of man, but we won't follow the commandment of God. I would rather do the command of God than the demand of man. Seriously. And that's the for real. Because the demand of man, once you give them what they want, they can drop you. And you left there sitting there isolated, desolate, alone, sorrowful, regretful. That's real. I'd rather follow obediently. Let me tell y'all why. Hold on. Let's pause for a second. Because if I speak life, I have to speak God's word. That's what we do. God's word give you over and over and over and over, even from the beginning of time. Follow my command. Follow obediently. The willing and obedient. Follow me and I'll give you this. Why does God tell you that? It's simple, y'all. Please don't overthink this. Why does God tell you to follow his command? Because he's the one who originated the command. He's the one who put you here. It's his precept, his creation. You didn't create yourself. I don't care what this world says. The world will tell you all kind of cuckoo crazy stuff. Seriously. That's why it's important for you to know what you believe and stick to it. What do I believe? What did God say? And that's the final say. When you follow his command, he gives you so many promises that follow through, but it's not the promises that comes before the obedience. And you got to remember that. All right. So I want to encourage you this morning. Follow what God says. Now, this is my last stance on this thing. I'm moving forward, letting you know with what. Why am I here today? Why did we get to the 10:30? Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Y'all are so amazing. Y'all hung out with me for how long we've been here? 48 minutes. That is awesome. Thank y'all. Thank you for my clubhouse family still here too. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. I love y'all. I love all of you so very much. So listen, 10:30 program is going to start in a few short weeks, but I need y'all to sign up today because we're going to be doing some challenges in between the start date. From now to the start date, you're going to see me pop up and I'm going to help you get to the best version of who God called you to be by losing weight. So you probably said, what are you talking about, Kizzy? Yes, I am focused on the physical. Hold on 2 seconds. Let me see if I can get him to talk for a second. Hey, buddy. You're on live, so don't say nothing out of pocket. How are you? I can't put you on the. This is Mr. Romway himself calling y'all. I can't. You need to come and get an invite for the live. Okay, so the reason why Mr. Romway, there's no coincidence in my life. He didn't know I was on live because I didn't tell him I was on live. But he's one of the most inspirational people that I know. He transformed his life. When our sister passed away, y'all know how I told you I lost 50 pounds. He actually, how much did you gain, Romway? Is that 60 pounds? He gained you so silly. Yo, that's my brother. He gained like 60 pounds. There's pictures circulating that shows how much weight he gained. It was a lot. Well, I'm gonna bring your volume up so they can hear you. Okay, they can hear you. They can hear you.
So what I used, so I tried all the diets. I tried Ali, with the pill that blocks the fat, just had me running to the bathroom every hour. I tried the Adapax, the appetite suppressor. I stopped that because I'm a pilot, so it's against the rules. I tried all these things. What helped me is, and I have to give Kizzy credit, is learning just knowledge, right? Learning about sugars and carbs and how your body works, insulin and all that stuff. Learning your body, knowledge is power. That's how I learned to do it. Then I put in some resistance training and some cardio, and bam, I do the wrong way. I eat whatever I want. I eat whatever I want, but I eat it in this order. I eat like the reverse pyramid. I eat my biggest meal in the morning, my breakfast. I break the fast, right? And then I trickle down to my smallest meal at night, which is usually some veggies and protein. And then I do a 12-hour intermittent fasting. So that means whatever time I stop eating, I won't eat again until 12 hours later. And that's it. That's how I do. That's how I maintain my. And you can find whatever. All diets work, and none of them work. Meaning all of them. The purpose is calorie deficit, right? So they work in that regard. They don't work just because no diet is real sustainable. You know, until you modify something according to your lifestyle. So it's not really a diet that changes you; it's a lifestyle change, right? And so that's what I do. And so you follow me on Wrong Way on TikTok, whatever. I always give out little tips what I do to do it. I even give out skin tips and stuff like that because I'm almost 51, but I still look young according to my sister. So but yeah, Kizzy, I'm on lunch, so I just want to call you and say hi and whatever.
Well, thank you for checking on me. I'm doing a live right now.
I can answer any question they want. I mean, any question. I love to talk.
Well, we love it. We love you. So Romway will be back. Thank you, Ken. Thank you so much. Okay. Love you, bro. All right. Peace. So that's my oldest brother. He is 50, but he doesn't look 50 at all. I tell him that all the time. I'm like, dude, you got it going on. But he'll tell his story. And y'all, the pictures, I may even do a video to show y'all. He gained like 50 to 60 pounds in that time where I lost 50 pounds. And most people thought I was healthy, but we both were jacked up. We just presented ourselves differently. So I always tell people, and I'm so grateful he said that diets work and diets don't work. You have to change the inward man before you think that the outward projection of what you show is all that matters. Because I don't want you looking a certain way, but yet you have no type of substance inside of. Okay, they're gonna have to call me later. I keep getting phone calls. But anyway, I picked up for my brother because obviously he's a part of this. And I forgot what I was telling y'all before he called. I think I was telling y'all, how did I get where I am today? So I lost a lot of weight, like a lot of weight. In 2021, 22, 23, I maintained weight loss. 23, life hit me like with a ton of bricks. That's when I was telling y'all about Angela earlier, how Angela came and became a pivotal voice for me in that year of 23. And there are some others who came in and was voices. I don't tell people my business. I'm just not that person. But I know when God tells me to listen to someone, and there was 2, 3 people in particular he told me to listen to, and it helped tremendously. A fourth person also I was listening to, but that's neither here or there because that was another agenda there. My point is this: in 23, I lost a ton of physical weight, but also natural weight. Spiritual weight. I'm gonna say that again. I lost a ton of physical weight, but I also lost a lot of natural weight. Why do I keep saying natural? I lost the natural weight and the spiritual weight. When I lost the spiritual weight, I got complacent, y'all. Okay. All right. Now the story's about to get real. Now it's about to get a little real. How much time y'all got with me? Oh, Lord, have mercy. I got happy. I'm just being, y'all ever heard of someone saying that they gained happy weight? I got happy because I was like, I no longer have all this burden and this heaviness on me, but I let free. Too much so that I wasn't focused on the physical part anymore. And I'm not a person who overindulge in food. If y'all ever been around me with eating, I eat a lot of healthy food. Like when I tell you, y'all tease me about the bacon that I made out of banana skin and I put the flavor on there. It's really good because I didn't want to eat pork. I don't eat meat. It's a personal choice. I'm not telling you not to eat meat. In 1030, I do not tell you what you should not eat. I just give you what the nutrient benefit of those foods are. Okay. So don't get scared saying, she's going to make everybody a vegetarian and a vegan. That is not the case. But I will show you highlighted benefits of eating more fruit and vegetables. So I eat a ton of fruit and vegetables. And you might say, well, Kizzy, why are you still overweight? Well, the reason why I'm overweight, because I told you a lot of your weight components come from what's inside of you versus just the outward adornment. When I was outwardly adornment, looking well put together, I was a serious hot mess. Now I'm like, God, I'm not a hot mess. I feel good about life and I've gained all this excess weight. We got to get the two to mesh together. Let my inward man be nice and put together and let this outward adornment show the benefit of those fruit. And this is where 1030 comes to play. I said, God, this time I'm not going to do it behind the scenes. I'm going to show them hand in hand. I'm going to walk you through this process and you will see the physical transformation of what it takes to get your mind, your body, and your soul in alignment, in agreement to be the best version of who you are to be, who God called you to be. Now, let me make this clear. My program is not about making you look like a bodybuilder. That's what Romway does. If you ever seen the picture of my brother, he looks like he's a bodybuilder. He has that physique. I don't. I want for your mindset to be so well balanced that if any problems of life hit, you know how to deal with it with the emotional intelligence and not running to a food source or running to other type of addictions that people like to tend to cope with their problems instead of dealing with them from a mind level. So that's what we do in 1030. I also show you how to well balance your eating. If you notice what Romway said, my brother said that, when you eat in the morning, you break in a fast, but there should be a time in your life where you're not eating. We should not be eating to live. I'm pausing because I know a whole lot of people who do that. Everything is a festival. Everything is a celebration. Every time you turn around, food, 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 food. Your life should not be inundated with nothing but food, and especially when it's not the healthiest choices for this physical body. We're going to change that mindset. It does start. Let me help you. A lot of things that you've been trained, even from your upbringing or your culture, may have to change in 1030 because, if that's all they had at the time to feed you, we're in 2025. You have a lot of food choices. You don't have to stay with those same types of eating styles. Y'all know what I mean. Without me being derogatory, if you eat every part of the pig from the Rudy to the Tootie, yes, I know people who do that, and I wasn't joking. They eat every ounce from the snout to the trout. Every part of the pig is in them. Well, there's certain components of that should not be consumed by the body because our bodies doesn't process it properly. Well, I'm going to show you how to come out of those mindsets. You might say, because I enjoy them. Okay, but don't let something you enjoy be the primary staple food in your life, especially if it's doing a disservice to your health. So we're going to teach you that in 1030. You might say, well, girl, I don't like fruit and vegetables. My mama made me eat all them fruit and vegetables. I'm tired of all that. Okay. Did I say you have to eat all the fruit and vegetables? You know how many hundreds of fruits and vegetables there are in this world? Hundreds, if not thousands. You just been introduced to a select few. Well, 1030, we teach you how to eat a variety. As a matter of fact, your meal plan should have a variety of fruit and vegetables. Every week you need to cycle it out, in and out. So these things are what we teach you. You might say, I don't know how to put it all together. Well, that's why I'm here. I'm your coach. It's me, Kizzy B. I'll coach you through it. I told you, I'm going to walk you through this program hand in hand, not just talking at you, but you'll see the action in me because I've made this decision. Listen to me, y'all. You're not going to change until you make up your mind to make the change. Me coming on this live, talking to you for a whole hour, I didn't want to do this. I have a witness. I don't know if they still here. I have a literal witness who I told I'm not doing it. And then I said, okay, I will do it. You know why? Because I was supposed to do it last week and they knew and I didn't do it. And they text me, hey, I'm wondering what happened. Why didn't you go live? And I'm like, I couldn't even make excuse. Y'all ever seen that emoji? That's one of my favorite emojis. When he put his hand and he does this, I like that emoji. But anyway, I can't even make excuses. I can't hide anymore. The truth of the matter is, I did not want you to know the truth because for 20 years of my life, I was able to hide it very well. But you got to be a part of 1030 to get the rest of the story. There's so many details that I want to share with you to help you. The things that I suffered through is where I grew. See, I have a saying that say what you go through is where you're going to grow. The chaos that happens in your life, listen to me, please. You might think the chaos is going to do you a disservice. I really believe that my sister died prematurely because she didn't allow the chaos to actually help her. And I think she said, I'm tapping out. I'm done. I really think that I wholeheartedly believe that the pressure of life got to her to the point that she said, God, I just want to give you the glory and I'm done with this. So, while we still have breath in our bodies, we're going to still serve purpose and we're going to serve it well unto the Lord and allow what God says be precedent in our lives. Let what God say be first, the main thing. Always keep the main thing. And I'm going to teach you about that mindset change. I didn't want y'all to see the real me. I'm going to leave this live up too, because even me saying that, I'm like, God, I don't want them people to hear that. I don't know, y'all. That's so funny. I don't know you like that. You don't need to know my business. But the truth of the matter is, I cannot help you if you don't know the true transparency of the struggles it takes to really get your mindset ready to go the way God has called for you to be. Not what everybody else says, not the demand. Remember, I said, don't get the demand of man. You need to do the command of God, not you camouflaging and hiding everything into your subconscious. No, you need to do an alt control delete and reset this whole thing and get it together. And I believe you all can do it. So I'm excited. You're going to see me pop up a few more times. We do get started in June. June 1st is our start date. That's honest. I like talking to you on Sundays. Sundays are chill, relaxed days. I did a program called Nutrition Reset 101, and we would hang out for 4 and 5 hours on Sundays. And it was just fun. Some of y'all here were a part of Nutrition Reset 101. Thank you so much for giving me your time. And so we're doing it in a new style. It's a 30-day challenge. So listen, it is 30 full days. Every single day for 30 days, you're going to see me. And if you were a part of my writer's challenge, here's my testimony. I know what God has put inside of me. If I'm consistently doing one thing for 30 days, I reap the fruit. But listen to this. In the writer's challenge that we did in February, I thought, okay, in 30 days, we can write one book. Dr. Monique will appreciate this. In 30 days, I wrote 5 books. And it was only by the grace of God. Oh, it was not Kizzy planning this thing out. You know why? Let me tell y'all the simple reason why I was able to produce a lot of fruit. I aligned my mind, my will, and my emotions to what I was destined to do during that time. I only dedicated 1 hour per night. The lives are still here. You can go back and look at on my YouTube page and also on my Facebook page. The lives show you I showed up whether I was sleepy, tired, not feeling well. I would tell you I'm here for 1 hour. And we dedicated that reserved time. And listen to this, that time paid us, for me in particular, 5 books when I only was expecting one. That's called Be Fruitful and Multiply. Did y'all hear that? That is how you multiply who God called you to be, by being dedicated and committed to the time that He allows for you. So we're given 30 days. Come on, Nutrition Reset team. Y'all know about this already. For those of you who are new to my voice, you can do anything in 30 days. So we're taking this. There's this old saying that says, "How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time." Well, I'm going to tell you, give me 30 days and watch your life transform. And so our goal is, in that 30-day window, you're going to lose 10 pounds. You might say, "Oh, girl, that's not nothing." Well, let me tell you, you do those fad diets that Ken was talking about, those pills, those injections, weight loss surgery, fasting type of diet, and you will lose it. But if your mind never changes, you're going to gain it right back. I'm going to teach you this. You need to be committed. So slow and steady is better than fast and ready. Sometimes you get fast, you get ready, and then you lose out on the goal that you have. So we're going to do slow and steady every 30 days. Now, hold on. Before you get all upset and, that's nothing. Shh. Quiet your thoughts down for a moment. Are y'all quiet? Y'all ready? Hey, Clubhouse family, y'all ready? Today is May 13th. And if you set the goal to lose 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever. If I told you starting June 1st, our goal is to lose 10 pounds every 30 days. So we're biting this one chunk at a time, 30 days at a time. We're biting off this excess weight. Do you know by the end of this year, because there is 6 months from June 1st to December 31st to January 1, 2026, there's 6 months intervals, right? You would have lost 60 pounds of excess weight. So you telling me you wouldn't want to sign up for a program that takes it slow and steady and you keep it off because you want the quick fix, and then you get back into this circus ring of weight loss, the yo-yo dieting? We don't have time for that. I am here to tell you, you don't have to do that anymore. And not am I just speaking at you, I'm literally going to do it with you. You will see the physical. You can see my body today. I'll probably do some before and afters to show you the physical transformation before your eyes, to see yourself 10 pounds at a time. May not seem like it's a lot, but it's sustainable, it's doable, and it teaches you. Listen, I am a teacher. I love to teach principles. I believe that if you follow a principle, this is where you begin to strive and thrive in whatever the calling is. So my principle that I'm going to teach you is how to change your mind regarding thinking about losing weight. And it's not, okay, fine, you need to lose 50 pounds, then 5 months in, you will have that goal achieved. However, I also will teach you principles of how to keep it off. Yeah. And if you are on pills or injections, or if you had weight loss surgery, you still need the mindset. I've been saying that over and over again. You can camouflage things and take something not the way it's supposed to be. And then when it comes down to it, you have no substance. So I'd rather you not pretend like you know something. I'd rather you know it, understand it, own it, and then do it so you'll have longevity and success. All right. So that's 10:30. I thank y'all for listening to me for those few moments of me being vulnerable, transparent, because Lord knows I didn't want to tell you none of my business. And there's so much more that I want to tell you. So much more. So much more. How did I get to where I'm at today? You got to join 10:30 to hear the rest of that story. Because where I'm at today is not the end all. Mm-mm. It's not it at all. My mind is healthy. Thank you, Jesus, for that. So I dealt with the inward person first. Now we got to deal with this external person, and we got to get that right. When you come to 10:30, we can work on both of them together. We can work on the inward and outward person together. All right. 30 days at a time. How do you sign up? The information, hopefully it's posted. If it's not posted, I'll make sure when I get off here, I'll go back and tag it in. And yes, I will run this program every single month with you. When I did the Writers Challenge, who showed up every single day? Me. If no one else showed up, I'm there. 10:30, I'm going to tell you right now, if none of you show up, that's on you. I'm going to be there and you're going to see the results. Okay? All right? I'm just trying to tell you, I know my God. I know me. I know what's inside of me. So now I need you to know the same. All right? Y'all are amazing. If you have any questions, you can put them there. I will be back on live. I don't know when. I don't know. I'm gonna let the Lord show me when to come back. I will be back on live because there's something else I want to teach y'all. It's a principle about gut health. Okay. Because I love you all and y'all were so beautiful. I'm gonna actually set up a free clinic. You won't have to pay for this one. And I'm gonna show you how to reset your gut. I'm gonna actually spend time with you. You can say all you want about health, but if your gut is jacked up and if your mind is messed up, you're not going to get very far with that health journey. So Kizzy B going to deal with you. I'm going to deal with you with your mind, your body, and your spirit. And I'm going to also teach you how to deal with your gut. So I'm going to give you for free. I'm not going to charge on this. So y'all pay attention. You're going to see the link pop up. And I need you to sign up because I got to make sure y'all dedicated. You know, I'm coming on here free talking to y'all just to talk to you. I need to make sure you're dedicated to this. We're going to do a gut health clinic where I show you how to reset your gut. No, we're not doing all that fad stuff. Some of y'all been taking all these pills and drinking all this stuff and you don't even know what you're doing to your body. And you may be doing more harm than good. You don't just go off of what you see. What do you see? Those little fad things that happen January 1, where everybody want to jump on the bandwagon of weight loss. And then they tell you to go drink all these chemicals and you putting all this mess in your body and you're messing up your gut. You don't want to mess up the biome of the gut. You don't want to mess that up. So I'm going to teach you how to properly, hold on one second, y'all. That's my daddy calling. Hey, daddy, I'm doing a live. Y'all, I answer from my parents, my children. Yes, I'm doing a live. I love you. Yes, sir. We'll call you back. He called 3 times. If he only would have called once, I wouldn't have answered. But he called 3 times. I'm like, hold on, that must be important. He was just checking on his baby girl. Anyway, what was I telling y'all? I forgot what I said. Oh, yeah, the gut health. So I want y'all to participate in the gut health clinic. It will be at no charge. I'm going to spend an hour talking to you about resetting your gut and give you practical applications. Let me tell you, it don't matter what program you start. I don't, you can take 10:30. Yes, I want you there, but if you don't, that's okay. But everybody needs to know about their gut health. Everyone. I don't want you just going to some health store and drinking all these chemicals and popping pills and you're messing up your system. You do more harm than good. All right. Y'all are amazing. So yes, it's me, Kizzy B. I gotta let y'all go. I got things to do. But y'all are amazing. I love all of you. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for attending my TED Talk. If it was a TED Talk, thank y'all for listening. I'll be back. And again, I want you to be a part of 10:30. How do I sign up, Kizzy? Go to my Beacon page. The link will be posted and sign up today. There should be some payment plans on there because somebody asked me, can I pay over installment? Absolutely. If you have Afterpay, Klarna, any of those, absolutely. Absolutely. The price of my program is the price of a cup of coffee a day. Honey, I drink coffee every day. So I know what that costs. And to me, it's worth giving up that cup of coffee to reset my body. So yeah, it's worth it. And plus, let me help you. I am in it with you. We're in this thing together. I'm not just going to talk the talk and leave you abandoned. You're with me. I'm with you 30 days. All right, 10:30. That's the program. I love you all. Y'all are amazing. Go with peace, power, love, and a sound mind. That is the portion God has given you on this day and every day. Go with peace, go with power, go with love. You know why I say that? Because God never gave you fear. If you are afraid of losing weight, you are afraid of going on a health journey, I'm here with you. Lose that fear. Go with peace. All right. Y'all are amazing. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.